Man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly. Dude, man, the playoffs are going on right now. What are we doing, man? I told you, man, you know what I'm saying? Some days, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. Some days, bro, I don't feel like reacting to sports, bro. Some days, bro, I just feel like reacting to like straight diversity, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of getting in that diverse spirit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to go diversity to the max, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I understand the key of success. Oh, here we go, man. He finna yap for 10 minutes, man. I ain't got all time for this, man. Just freaking play the video. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. I just came off something positive, man. I don't know, man, because yap. You know what I mean? That's all people be saying. Yap. I'm a yap until I can't yap no more. Man, I've been yapping since been yapping. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all, I talk so much on video, bro, because I don't talk in real life. You don't know me. So that's why I got to move my mouth, because I don't move my mouth a lot. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So this is my comfortable place. I'm by myself, man. This is my comfortable, this is my therapy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all would think I'm really a loud person, but in reality, I'm really a quiet person. I'm a quiet human being. So that's why I love yapping so much, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't speak for real. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy. First of all, y'all, did you miss me? You know what I mean? I'm going to say it one more time. Did you miss me? I'm going to say it one more time, y'all. Did you miss me? Because I know she wants to kiss me. But make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. Now, I make a promise to y'all right now. I make a promise to y'all today that I will not miss another Twitch stream this whole month except for Sundays. Y'all know Sundays is my Sabbath day for all my new subscribers and new viewers. Sundays is my Sabbath days. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not Sunday, I'm not going to miss another week. You know what I'm saying? Another day, excuse me. You know what I mean? From uploading, you know what I mean? For all my new subscribers and new viewers, you know, if y'all do want to go check out, this is going to be in the True Stories playlist section. I'm going to put this in the True Stories playlist section because it's actually happened. The title of the video, The Storm That Drowned an Entire State, Katrina 2005. You know what I mean? But this will be in the True Stories playlist section for all my new subscribers and new viewers. I do have playlist sections set up for y'all, bro, because I am an organized person. And I believe, you know what I'm saying, being organized everywhere. So make sure y'all go tune into my playlist section, you know. But I ain't got too much to say. I was speaking about diversity, but not trying to keep on repeating myself, you know. Diversity, we just doing diversity tomorrow, you know what I mean? Then we gonna skirt back off the lot, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow and get into some sports reactions. But I'm just not in that mood tonight. So just sit back and just chill out for show, Leo.
2005. It's early morning on the Gulf Coast.
Hold on, Katrina happened 3 days before my birthday?
Is bearing down on the city of New Orleans.
Oh, what?
Meteorologists had been watching Katrina for days. What started as a disorganized cluster of storms in the Bahamas had exploded into a Category 5 monster over the Gulf of Mexico, the first to form there in 25 years.
Hurricane Katrina is still blowing strong tonight, building in strength as it heads across the Gulf of Mexico, and it's expected to hit land a second time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had better news for you, but I do want the citizens to understand that this is very serious and it's of the highest nature. The first choice for every citizen is to figure out a way to leave the city.
By the time evacuation orders went out, over 1 million people had already left. But tens of thousands couldn't, or didn't. And what was coming for them was far worse than they could imagine. Because the storm wasn't the only threat. What destroyed the city had been quietly failing for 40 years, and every single engineer who looked at it knew it. They wrote reports, they ran simulations. Just 1 year before the storm, the government modeled exactly what would happen if it broke. The results were catastrophic, and nothing was done.
What can you do, bro? Like, that's one thing about humans, bro. You're not in control over this, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not in control of this. All you can do is take it. That's why I try to tell humans, bro, you're not powerful like you think you are. Bro, you are so small in this galaxy. It don't make no sense how small you are in this galaxy. That's one thing I cannot stand about human beings. They think they're so powerful. Like, bro, you can't even control your life. your heart stop beating right now, what you gonna do? You gonna die. That's all you gonna do is you gonna die. You're not even in control of your own life, bro. Just lead a state, lead a city. I bet you have some people, how can we stop this weather? Well, we got it. Man, bro, if you don't lead a, bro, you don't lead a city right now, bro, you're gonna get swept on in the water, just like everybody got swept on in the water when Noah's Ark. You know what I'm saying? This out of your hands, bro. Humans think they could just control everything, all that you're controlling weather. Man, these humans ain't controlling no weather, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know who y'all get that from, but these humans not controlling no weather, G. You know what I mean? Only got a weather machine. Where you heard that from, bro? You know what I'm saying? Where you heard it from? They controlling weather. How can a human control weather, bro? I don't give a dang about no machine, bro. The machine ain't controlling no weather, bro. You just heard rumors, bro, and guess what you doing? The simple believe anything, but the prudent gives thought to their waves. You just heard it from another person. You don't have no proof they controlling weather, bro. You just heard it from another motherfucker. That's how this world is, bro. It's one thing I started realizing, bro. This world, bro, is simple-minded, bro. You just believe anything you hear. Who you heard that from, bro? Show me proof that they control weather. Show me proof. Show me. I need a video showing that they making it rain. They can make it snow. They can make it rain. Man, I'm sorry, bro. I just do not believe humans are that powerful to control weather. You know what I'm saying? You ain't controlling no dang weather, bro. Give a dang how much money you got. You don't control weather. It's some things you just can't do, bro. That's when it comes to humans. Some things you just can't do. You know what I mean? That's where they get into their thick brain. They try to take over everything. They try to feel like they can do anything. It's just some things you can't do, bro. You don't care how much money you got. You can't breathe. You can't pay for air. You know what I mean? Once you die, you die. You know what I mean? Straight up like that, bro. Humans be pissing me off sometimes, bro. Like you ain't powerful, bro. You can't even control when you go to sleep. Man, take your butt to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You can't control when you go to sleep. You can't control when you die. Like I said, we all gotta accept we gonna die someday. You can't control death. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter how powerful you think you got. Boy, you gonna die. You going in that ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, bro. That's a big pet peeve when it come to humans with me, bro. They just think they so powerful, bro. They just be making me mad.
City.
What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that, gang? Huh? What you gonna do? You gonna research? You gonna my technology? What you gonna do? My technology? You know what I mean? What this was called by a human?
What
freak out my face?
Didn't just.
What you gonna do with this? Gonna get swept under that water? You ain't gonna do nothing with that.
It drowned an entire state.
New Orleans, boy, y'all must have did something.
On August 29th, 2005, you first have to understand what New Orleans is and why it was always one catastrophic storm away from disappearing.
Cuz, why you out in the middle of the street?
New Orleans sits in southern Louisiana, wedged between Lake Pontchartrain to the north and the Mississippi River to the south. It is one of the most geographically vulnerable cities in the world. Much of the city lies below sea level, in some neighborhoods, as much as 10 feet below. The only reason New Orleans exists at all in its current form is because of an enormous interlocking system of levees, flood walls, and drainage canals that hold back the surrounding water on every side. Take that system away, and New Orleans doesn't flood, it sinks. And everyone in the city knew it. For generations, this system worked. And
that's one thing like that y'all, that one thing y'all don't understand, bro, is that, like I said, bro, y'all know we are surrounded by water. Do y'all not know that? We're surrounded by water. Bro, like I said, bro, that's why it was easy for God to flood the earth. Where you think the ocean came from? The ocean came from the flood. That don't never like y'all don't never just dang, where does big ocean come? That's why I said a lot of y'all just be riding around. You just be riding around, gang. You don't ever just look at the ocean like, dang, where all this water came from? You think a human put all that water down? You think a human put all that water there where he put it with a pipe? You know what he did with a hose? He just put all that's man-made water. Man, that water came from the flood, bro, that God did, bro. That water came from the flood. That's why I say you don't know what the heck under the ocean, bro. It's things that came, things from millions of years ago under that ocean. You don't know what the heck in that ocean. That's why when these folks try to discover the ocean, bro, you better stay out of that dang ocean, bro. It's things that your words can't explain what's in that ocean, bro. Aliens could be in that ocean, man. All type of stuff can be in that ocean. You know what I'm saying? That's why God has the rainbow. You know what I mean? Do y'all research on the rainbow? God promised that he'll never flood the earth, man. God flooded the earth, man. You know what I mean? Everybody in the earth flooded it. You know what I mean? Straight up, bro. You don't understand. That's what I be trying to tell you. You don't understand how quickly we can die. Like, it's so funny how quickly we can really die. It's so funny how powerless we is. I'm just trying to tell you. It's funny. We surrounded by water. God can flood the earth right now. Nothing we can do about it. You see that blue in the sky? You know what I mean? The blue in the sky? That's water. Y'all, the blue you look up, that's water, bro. You just look up all the blue sky. Man, that's water, bro.
People of New Orleans
think it rains from the sky? Think that water's just coming from nowhere?
Because the alternative was unthinkable.
No, I think God created the ocean I think he did it out of the sky. I'm gonna do my research.
A problem that engineers and scientists had been raising for years. The levees protecting New Orleans had been built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers over several decades, and many of them were not built to withstand a major hurricane. Studies going back to the 1990s had modeled what would happen if a large, slow-moving storm made a direct hit on the city. The results were consistently alarming. In 2004, 1 year before Katrina, FEMA funded a disaster simulation exercise called Hurricane Pam. It looked at what would happen if a slow-moving Category 3 hurricane hit New Orleans directly. The simulation predicted tens of thousands of deaths, a city completely submerged, a humanitarian catastrophe of a scale the United States had never experienced. When researchers presented their findings to federal officials, they recall the room not taking it seriously. One scientist described feeling like, quote, "The whole idea was Hurricane Pam was to educate, but there were a lot of federal folks who were just in the back room laughing. I distinctly got the feeling that I was the geek with a strange accent, and that was it." The warnings were there. The problem wasn't a lack of information.
And like I said, that's what you got to understand about humans, that they be the dumb ones. That'd be the funniest thing. Yeah, you laughing at him, but whole time you the dumb one. Delusional. You know what I mean? Whole time he right, but you laughing at him. People be thinking they so smart, but in reality, they're so dumb. That'd be the funniest thing about y'all people too. Think you'd be so smart, I'd be so dumb. I'd be like, cuz you don't understand how dumb you is again. Like, you really think you smart, do you? I wonder what he had now. I'm hoping y'all not dead. I'm just saying. I wonder if y'all laughing at him.
It was what happened next.
People always taking things for a joke, bro. Life ain't a joke, bro.
A tropical depression formed over the south.
They go, be a joke now. Be a joke now.
24 hours, the depression strengthens into tropical storm Katrina. It moves west, crosses the Bahamas, and on August 25th makes its first landfall in South Florida as a Category 1 hurricane with 80 miles per hour winds.
Oh my goodness, bro. Bro, this is insane. You see this, bro? Cuz this is insane, bro. Usual suspects. Jake, look at me, man. Look at me, Jake. Look at me, dude. It's so cool. You gotta record this, man. You gotta record this. Jay, what I tell you, man, I told you, man. Dude, do not start talking about the Caucasians, man. We're all not like that, dude. The usual spot, I'm telling you, it is something about y'all Caucasians, man. Jake, look at me. Record, dude. I gotta put this on Facebook, man. Whoa, what the freak, dude? It's gnarly. So gnarly, dude. Y'all, bro, can you tell me what the heck be going on with y'all Caucasians, man? Like, gang, what's going on with you, bro? What be going on in your brain? And I gotta say this because y'all be them, bro. Is it stereotyping? Yes, it is. It's not even stereotyping. It's a fact. Most of the people that I see doing dumb stuff be y'all mother effers. Like, who in their right mind is thinking of doing this when you got this right? Look at this wind, bro. Look at this. Look at this wind right here. Who thinking of doing this in the middle of this time? We thinking about scoring off the lot. We trying to go in the basement or something. We trying to get protection, but so gnarly. So gnarly. He trying to take a video. Boy, I'll tell you, but Caucasians, boy, y'all some different type of species, boy.
Kills 14 people and moves into the Gulf of Mexico, where it weakens
Them folks right there, boy.
Before encountering something
Folks different, bro. I'm telling you.
Everything.
Folks is different.
Something that would make Katrina impossible to stop.
I just don't understand what be going on in y'all head, man.
The Gulf of Mexico in late August is warm. Unusually warm. The water temperatures Katrina moves over are around 30 degrees Celsius, essentially high-octane fuel for a tropical system. A strong divergence in the upper-level airflow above the storm allows it to rapidly expel heat and intensify with almost nothing holding it back. The results are staggering. On August 27th, Katrina reaches Category 3 strength. The following morning, just after midnight, it is upgraded to Category 4.
Hey.
By 7 a.m. on August 28th, Katrina has become a Category 5
Category
hurricane,
5.
the first to form in the Gulf of Mexico in 25 years, with maximum sustained winds of 107.
All right, y'all, hold on. I gotta look this up right quick. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing. Like I said, y'all, one thing I hate doing is speaking on things I have no knowledge of. That's why I had to kind of step back. Like everything I speak on, I got knowledge of, bro. So that's why I kind of had to step back and, you know what I mean? Okay, how did God create the ocean? Was it because of the flood? You know what I'm saying? Or I heard, I think one thing told me that God, you know what I mean, basically, you know, let water come from the sky and stuff like that. You know, he created the ocean basically, you know what I'm saying? We was creating the earth. You know what I mean? That's just something within me, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like speaking on things I just have no knowledge of. I just feel like it make you look like a fool. So I gotta see which category. I try to inform myself with anything, like anything that I feel like I can inform myself with, bro. I try to do it. I feel like information is key, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I feel like I can learn something at the moment, I'm gonna try to sit back and learn it. You know, which category is the worst when it comes to hurricanes? Is the worst when it comes to hurricanes? I'm pretty sure it's probably a Category 5. I gotta look which category is the worst when it comes to hurricanes. When it comes to hurricanes, the worst category is Category 5 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. You know what I'm saying? So basically, oh my God, Katrina, you know what I'm saying, was Category 5. Oh my goodness, bro. You know, winds 157 miles per hour or higher. You know, damage catastrophic, homes can be destroyed, trees and power poles snapped, long-term power and water outages, areas can become unlivable for weeks or months.
85 miles per hour.
So Katrina was at the highest category.
Its central pressure dropped to 902 millibars.
It's crazy. That's right up the street too.
The most intense Atlantic hurricanes
down south
ever recorded.
Freaking crazy.
At 10 a.m. on August 28th, New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin issues the first mandatory evacuation order in the city's history.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had better news for you, but we are facing a storm that most of us have feared. I do not want to create panic, but I do want the citizens to understand that this is very serious and it's of the highest nature, and that's why we're taking this unprecedented move. The storm is now a Cat 5, a Category 5, as I appreciate it, so that's why we're ordering a mandatory evacuation.
It is, by any measure, the right call. It is also, for many residents, already too late to fully act on. Those without cars, those who are elderly.
Why are you looking at me, bro? What? I ain't say nothing. Stop looking at me, bro. Look at the video. I ain't say nothing.
For hundreds of thousands of people, the order to leave is not the same as the ability to leave. Forecasters at the National Hurricane Center issue warnings that are among the most dire ever written for an American city. One bulletin, released on the afternoon of August 28th, states that the storm surge could cause the levee system to be overtopped, that human suffering will be incredible, that water shortages will make human existence nearly impossible. The bulletin warns of areas that may be uninhabitable for weeks. The language is almost unprecedented for an official weather forecast. But even as those words are being written, Katrina is already beginning to weaken slightly as it moves over slightly cooler waters closer to shore. By the time it makes landfall, it is no longer a Category 5, but the damage that is coming has already been set in motion.
I'm not gonna lie, like when I be thinking of stuff like this, bro, and like I said, I'm gonna bring God into every discussion, bro. I just think like I'm like, dang, what New Orleans, what y'all got going on? You know what I mean, down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I be thinking. Like, what y'all got going on down there in New Orleans? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because a Category 5, that right there, that's different right there. That's a rare thing. You know what I mean? So when certain natural disasters happen in certain states and cities, bro, I be thinking that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of evil going on in that state. There's a lot of wickedness going on in that state. Are they being punished? I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying. Category 5, that's a rare occasion right there. You know what I'm saying? What happened when it came to Noah's Ark? God flooded the whole earth. I'm not saying God did this. I'm just saying. When it comes to wickedness and when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to evil, oh, that man don't play about that. You know what I'm saying? He for surely don't play about that. So I'm not saying God has something to do with this. I'm not saying that at all. Because the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. We know that. You know what I'm saying? But all I got to say is, he said he made a promise not to flood the whole world. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, bro, I don't know, that just be coming in my mind sometimes. Like when natural disasters be happening in certain states and cities, I'd be like, bro, did they do something? Like, they do something to offend God or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? They do something. Because I remember one thing, like it happened at Brazil. And it was a parade. I think it was in Brazil. There was a parade. They were mocking Jesus, bro. Real talk. Next day, bro, it flooded. Next day, it flooded. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I want y'all to go look it up after this video. Brazil's flood. Flood that happened in Brazil. It was a parade going on, bro. This man was mocking Jesus. It was this dude that was dressed up as Satan, bro. And it was this dude that was dressed up as Jesus Christ, and basically Satan was just whipping him or something. Basically, he was mocking Jesus. I'm telling y'all, bro, I think it was like next day, bro, it flooded. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, I'll be like, okay, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, that's the case.
The surge,
but
the enormous wall of ocean water pushed
like, what's going on, bro?
Was built during Katrina's peak.
What y'all doing over there that we don't know about?
Katrina made landfall. It was no longer a Category 5, but the most dangerous part of the storm had already been created. At 6:10 a.m. on August 29th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina makes landfall at Buras in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, approximately 50 miles southeast of New Orleans, as a strong Category 3 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 125 miles per hour. Its central pressure at landfall is 920 millibars, the fourth lowest ever recorded for a U.S. landfall.
Bro, why are you outside, bro?
It then continues northeast and makes a second landfall near the Mississippi-Louisiana border. Initially, federal officials believe the city has dodged the worst of it. The eye of the storm has passed slightly east of New Orleans. The wind damage is serious, but survivable. For a brief period on the morning of August 29th, there is a sense of cautious relief. It doesn't last. Before dawn, waves from the storm surge had already begun overtopping and eroding levees along the Mississippi River Gulf outlet. At around 5 a.m., on the east side of the Inner Harbor Navigation Canal, a 30-foot section of flood wall, known locally as the Industrial Canal, the very waterway that experts had long warned would act as a deadly funnel,
burst open.
Water begins pouring through.
Dang. Over with. Over with.
Then a second breach opens. Then another.
You don't know what's in that. That's the thing too. You don't know what's in that water. Sharks.
Over the course of the next 24 hours,
all type of things in that water.
More than 50 reported failures in the levee and flood wall system surrounding New Orleans. The water does not.
And then you got to understand all type of objects in that water. Sharp objects. Got cars under that water. Got all type of stuff under that water, bro. That junk is severely dangerous.
Slowly, it surges. In the lower 9th Ward, residents describe walls of water appearing without warning, filling rooms in seconds. People who had chosen to ride out the storm in their homes suddenly find the water at their waist, then at their chest, then above their head. Those who can reach their attics do. Those who cannot, do not.
Hold the rope! Let him pull to the boat! Hey!
Later, rescuers will find axe marks in attic ceilings across the flooded neighborhoods. The marks of people who had managed to hack their way onto rooftops to escape the rising water inside. Some made it, some did not. By the afternoon of August 29th, 20% of New Orleans is underwater. By August 31st, that number reaches 80%. Some parts of the city are submerged under 15 feet of water. The famous French Quarter and Garden District, among the oldest parts of the city, and crucially, among the few areas built above sea level, are largely spared. But the vast residential neighborhoods that surround them are gone. Lakeview, the Lower Ninth Ward, St. Bernard area, Gentilly, New Orleans East. These are not flooded, they are submerged. As the system failed, the disaster shifted from infrastructure to people. Tens of thousands of people who could not evacuate seek shelter in two locations, the Louisiana Superdome and the New Orleans Convention Center. At the Superdome, roughly 15,000 people arrive before the storm. What follows is a humanitarian crisis that unfolds on live television in front of the entire country. Food runs out. Water runs out. Toilets stop working. The roof of the Superdome is partially torn open by the wind. People are sleeping on concrete floors in 95-degree heat.
40,000 homes flooded in St. Bernard Parish just east of New Orleans. At the Superdome, home to 9,000 storm refugees, chunks of the metal roof have been blown away. The stench of death especially strong around the convention center in the Superdome, where people have moved into the open air as they try to get away from it and closer to where buses and National Guardsmen can get to them.
We've been out here 4 days. We've really been out here 4 days.
I mean, shoot. Shoot, man. Really nothing you can do, man. You know what I'm saying? Been out there 4 days. I mean, you ain't got no choice but to be out there 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Got no choice. What they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? This is out of humanity's hands right here. All they can do is wait. All they can do. Simple as that.
Before buses arrive to move people out. Outside, the city is a different kind of chaos.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Thousands of people who are stranded in flooded homes communicate their locations however they can. Spray painting rooftops, waving from upper story windows, calling family members who call news stations, who call emergency services. The response from local, state, and federal authorities is widely criticized as slow, uncoordinated, and inadequate. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, faces fierce criticism for its lack of preparation and its failure to mobilize resources quickly enough for a disaster that its own simulations had predicted in detail. One of the most haunting images of the entire disaster is the sight of people, mostly elderly, many of them without the means to leave, stranded on elevated highway overpasses in the August heat, surrounded by floodwater, waiting for help that takes days to arrive. Doris Commerdell, a 93-year-old woman from Chalmette in St. Bernard Parish, is rescued from her flooded home after spending several days trapped there. She had lived in the same house for decades. When rescuers reached her, she had been surviving on what little food she had managed to move to her second floor. Her neighborhood, like most of St. Bernard Parish, was completely destroyed. She never returned. The death toll accumulates slowly because for days and then weeks, the full scale of what has happened is impossible to assess. Victims are found in attics, in flooded cars, in homes that look intact from the outside but contain the remains of people who could not get out. Nearly 40% of the fatalities are attributed to drowning. Almost half of all victims are over the age of 74. The storm did not kill randomly. It killed the people who had the fewest options. The official death toll from Hurricane Katrina, revised by the National Hurricane Center in 2023, stands at approximately 1,400 people. The total damage reaches an estimated $125 billion, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in American history. In Louisiana alone, over 1,500 people lose their lives. More than 134,000 housing units in New Orleans, 70% of all occupied homes in the city, sustain damage. 1 million housing units across the broader Gulf Coast region are affected. The population of New Orleans falls from nearly 485,000 before the storm to an estimated 230,000 by July of the following year. More than half the city gone. Some neighborhoods never recover. The lower Ninth Ward, one of the hardest hit areas, remains visibly scarred for years. Empty lots where houses once stood, streets that were rebuilt but never repopulated. In June 2006, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers officially acknowledges that faulty design specifications, incomplete sections, and substandard construction of levee segments contributed to the flooding of New Orleans. A subsequent analysis by the American Society of Civil Engineers concludes that 2/3 of the flooding could have been avoided if the levees had held. The deadliest aspect of Hurricane Katrina was not the storm. It was the infrastructure failure that followed it. And that infrastructure failure was not inevitable. It was preventable. Not because no one knew, but because nothing was done. The federal government eventually commits more than $14 billion.
Bro, like I said, bro, I mean, it's man-made at the end of the day, bro. Can't really, like I said, bro, we're living in Final Destination literally every day. You know what I mean? Like, as I'm sitting right here, I can fall literally through the freaking roof. You know what I mean? So we're trusting man-made. Nothing that is made man-made is 100% like it's always a risk when it comes to you know what I mean, doing something man-made or trusting something man-made is always a risk. That's why we always hear about these roller coaster accidents, you know what I mean? We hear about cars, people losing control over cars because their brakes went out. You know what I mean? We're hearing about, you know, tires falling off of cars, you know what I mean? Plane crashes. You feel me? These type of things, I've seen people literally fall through the roof in videos I reacted to. You know what I'm saying? It's like man-made things are not 100%. So it's just man-made, bro. You know what I mean? Man is not perfect. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, anything that a man built is always a risk. You feel me? Because a man built it. You know, God ain't built it. A man built it. So anything that a man built is just risk. So it's just man-made, bro. You know what I mean? So you saying preventable? No, it wasn't preventable. You know what I'm saying? Because if that water wants to go through, it don't matter what type of steel you got. It don't matter what type of walls you build, bro. If that ocean wanted to get through that wall, that ocean gonna get through that wall, bro. The only thing that saves us from flooding is God. Literally, what commands the waves to go back? Think the waves just go back on their own? You know what I mean? Everybody see the waves and then it goes right back. Waves don't go back on their own. They're not smart. They don't have a brain. Something is commanding those waves to go back. You know what I'm saying? If you don't command the waves to go back, bro, the ocean, bro, can flood this earth right now. There's nothing that you can do about it. We are surrounded by water, bro. If the earth wanted to flood right now, the earth can flood right now. If God wanted to flood the earth right now, he can do it right now. Right now. That's why I say, bro, be grateful, bro, that God is not a bad God, bro. Be grateful, bro. Every single day you wake up, bro, is a miracle, bro. I'm telling you, you just don't understand, bro, how little your life is, boy. I be just trying to tell you. I be just trying to get you to understand an asteroid can hit this thing. Bro, you just don't understand how little your life is, bro. People just wake up and just wake up. How can you just wake up and don't give God the glory and give God the praise for waking up another day? Bro, you could have died in your sleep today. Thank God that my heart's still beating, bro. I just be trying to give y'all, bro, revelation, bro, when it comes to, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to being grateful for life, because you do not control life like you think you do. You know what I mean? And that just becomes, you got to mature, you feel me, to understand that type of wisdom and understanding and knowledge when it comes to life. It's like, okay, dang. Like, I really don't control my life. Like, every single day I live is a miracle. Because I could have a heart attack right now. my heart can stop right now. You know what I'm saying? I can die in my sleep. So every single day you wake up, bro, drop to your knees, bro, and pray to God before you scroll. You know what I mean? Thank you, God, for not being a bad God. Thank you, God, for not giving me what I do deserve. Because honestly, bro, none of us humans deserve to live. Be real with you, none of us deserve to live. All of us deserve God's wrath, bro. So God, thank you, bro, for not bringing your wrath on me, bro. Thank you. Being so graceful and merciful. Thank you, bro. You know what I mean? Because God can get rid of humanity just like this in the snap of a finger. And there's nothing that you can do about it. There's nothing that I can do about it. There's nothing that you can do about it. There's nothing that $1 billion can do about it. If God wanted to flood this earth right now, nothing you can do to stop him. So thank God thank you, God, for commanding them waves to go right back. Because, you know, you got people these days, they think the waves just go back on its own. Yeah, the waves ain't got a brain like that, bro. They ain't got a brain. They don't think. It's water. You know what I mean? This is what happens. You know what I'm saying? Can I show you? This will happen when the waves don't go back. This will happen when the waves don't go back. This will happen when, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it ain't command. This is what happens right here. I'm going to show you what happened when the waves don't go back.
Failure was not.
That's what happened when the waves go back.
It was preventable.
When the waves don't go back, nothing can stop those.
Not because no one knew, but because
Boom,
nothing
look how easily
was done.
you can die. Look how easily you just got destroyed. Just like that.
Eventually
Blink of an eye.
more than $14 billion to rebuilding and reinforcing the levee system around New Orleans.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing you can do about that wall, bro. There's nothing you can do to hold back that ocean, bro. There's nothing you can do, bro.
The Army Corps of Engineers is spending $14.3 billion to bolster New Orleans' hurricane protection system.
Do I feel safe? Do I think the Corps of Engineers has done enough to protect this city, to protect this area? No.
New floodgates, pumps, and surge barriers are constructed. The system that exists today is substantially more robust than the one that failed in 2005. Whether it is enough remains an open question that every hurricane season brings back into focus. Katrina's name was retired by the World Meteorological Organization in April 2006. It will never be used again for an Atlantic storm. 20 years later, New Orleans is still New Orleans. The music still plays on Frenchman Street. The food is still unlike anything else in America. The city rebuilt. But it rebuilt unevenly. And in the neighborhoods that bore the worst of the flooding, the question of whether the recovery was ever truly complete, that question has never fully gone away. Katrina didn't just drown a state. It exposed everything that was already broken underneath. And for thousands of people, the cost of that failure was permanent. The storm didn't destroy New Orleans. The system did.
So yeah,
If
man.
you made it this far, I appreciate you being here. These videos take a lot of time to put together, and every like...
Yeah, so there we go right there. Like I said, y'all, I told y'all, new videos, you don't know what I'm going to throw to you, bro. One thing about me, I want to be a very unpredictable YouTuber. I don't want y'all to be on some like, we know what Jay's going to upload, man. Where's the sports video, man? You know what I mean? Where's the NBA video? Where's the NFL video, man? Where's the true crime? I don't want to be that type of YouTuber. I want to be an unpredictable YouTuber. I want to have you on the back of your seats and being like, okay, we don't know what Jay gonna react to, so you know what I'm saying? Let's see we react. That's what I want to do, and I feel like I have accomplished that. You know what I mean? I feel like I have accomplished that because I got people asking me for scare reactions. I have people asking me for fail reactions. I have people asking me for the whole nine. But I still feel like I got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of work to do. But anyways, man, it's your boy Jay, man. Take it easy before you end up like Beezy, man. Your boy Jay out, man. Gang.